So there's a woman who is on TikTok and she is posting multiple parts sharing her story about how the man who she's now pregnant by was living a fake identity. He was a fraud. He has other girlfriends and other children. He's broke and he's just a fraud. Now I want to start this video off by saying this. It's not your fault if somebody turns out to be a fraud. It's not your fault at all, okay? And I also want to acknowledge the fact that sometimes men can flip the script. They can fake it till they make it. They are Academy Award-winning actors, if you ask me, and they can completely lie to get what they want from you. However, I cannot deny, and I'm going to touch your hand when I say this, there are times when God, the universe, sugar plum fairies, whoever you want to believe in, hand you a sign on a silver platter. And unfortunately, because patriarchy tells us we have to have a man or we're nobody, patriarchy tells us that being single is the worst possible thing that can happen to you. Some women take that and they decide they want a relationship by any means necessary. So we'll see those flags and be like, I can change him, you know, it's not that bad. Maybe if I love him enough, maybe if we, I'm not saying this is what she was doing, but maybe if we have a kid together, things will be better. Maybe if we move in together, things will be better. Maybe if we get married, things will get better, and they never get better. When you are blessed with a sign, we need to start being confident enough to get out of those situations, to make haste immediately. And this is why a lot of older men, I'm not saying that guy was an older man, I don't think he was from my understanding, but this is why a lot of older men don't want us talking to young women, and they're trying to get them to think we're crazy. The moment you get a red flag, you need to go. And this is why I also tell women, if you are broke, you cannot afford to be in a relationship. Because when you're broke, you're desperate, and you will stay in situations that you know you shouldn't be in because you ain't got no money. But that's a whole nother video for another day. Let's talk about the subject at hand. So as I'm listening to the story, she's only posted like 3 parts so far. One of the biggest mistakes she made, and yes, sometimes we do fuck up, and it's okay to talk about that. It's not putting other women down. It's not, oh, you're not being a girl's girl. It's not victim blaming. It's, hey, let's look back at the situation and see what we can learn. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is why I don't want to be referred to as a girl's girl, because for some reason, being a girl's girl to a lot of women is just shutting up and sitting by and watching a train wreck happen. I can't do that. But one of the mistakes that she made was this man, she would say that he would randomly come into large sums of money and randomly be broke, and she would have to pay for everything. First and foremost, I'd be asking a lot of questions. I'm the woman who asked for bank statements. I want to see credit reports. I want to know where you work. I need my eyeballs to see proof and evidence. I need proof of funds. Okay. So the first sign should have been, okay, why is he one day broke, one day this, one day this, one day that? I asked too many questions. He would have broke up with me, you know, it would have never got as far as a child. And the second thing is, stop giving money to these men. Stop. Just how I say that if you're broke, you should not be dating. If a man is broke, he should not be dating. Patriarchy has done a number on us to where it just completely disregards priorities and things that make sense. And it says, throw that out the window, just fall in love, everything will come together. Honey, you're too old for that shit. Okay? Delusion is cute when it comes to romance, when you're playing with your Barbies in their little Barbie dream house. It's all fun and games then. But in real life, people get taken off the planet because of the delusion of romance. People get abused. People put their children in harm's way because of the desperation of romance. Ignoring red flags. Doing things that don't make any fucking sense at all. If a man is broke, if he's asking you for money because she mentioned how she had to take care of a lot of things financially, get out of that situation. Absolutely not. And again, it's another reason why I tell you, if you are dating and you're broke, you need to change your focus, honey. Change your focus. Don't date a man who is broke. You have bigger fish to fry. Well, you can't act like that. You're being elitist. People who don't have any money deserve romance too. Yeah. But I also need the peace of mind of knowing that you are not simply with me because you need my car. You're not just with me because I'm giving you money. You're not just with me because I'm putting a roof over your head. I need to know that if we get together, I can easily break up with you, and it's not a situation where I was so desperate because I needed money, I needed somebody to pay half the bills, that I picked the first idiot who was willing to do that. And now I can't break up with you because I can't afford this lifestyle on my own. No. The moment a man fixes his mouth to ask you for money, to give him your debit card, credit card, checkbook, ATM card, it's over. No. That is one of the, I don't think she made any other mistake other than that. A broke man is an immediate red flag. And there's always exceptions to the rule of women who say that they met somebody broke and they fell in love and they lived happily ever after. But those stories are exceptions to the rule. That's not the norm. And when men feel threatened and they're not confident and they're not feeling their best, they can become abusive and dangerous. Because a lot of these dudes aren't going to go to therapy. They're just going to take out their problems on you and on any children that y'all have together. I have stated in a past video, and I should get this on a shirt, be a woman who is easy to lose. If he's offended because you're asking questions about his finances and you need proof of where he works and where he lives, and you need to actually see his family members that he's talking about, because this guy just made up a whole family. If he's upset that you're asking those questions, that's not your person. Because he's trying to groom you. He's trying to set the relationship up to where he can get away with telling bold-faced lies to you, because he knows you're not going to ask any questions. And I posted a video about reasons why a lot of women are single, and it's not necessarily because they're bad people, it's because they don't put up with shit. I was the woman who was chronically single, and when I look back on all those times those men ghosted me and those relationships didn't work out, it's because I asked too many questions. It's going to be very hard for you to lie to me, because I'm all up in the business. Now, that's not to say, because again, men be menning, they are master con artists. Anyone can be bamboozled and taken advantage of, okay? Whether you want to believe it or not. But as much as I can help it, that man's going to go through hell trying to convince me of this whole facade that he's trying to put forth, because I'm going to find out. And if I can't find out, my crazy ass friends are going to find out for me, because I don't just surround myself with yes people, girls who just co-sign the bullshit. Okay? So do not date men who are broke. You get to know him, you find out he's having financial struggles. You know what, Bob? It's been really nice to meet you, and I wish you all the best in life. However, I don't think this is going to work out. You need to focus on something else at the moment. Best of luck to you. Peace out, okay? Stop being so desperate for a relationship that you ignore those times when you are blessed with a red flag. Stop trying to make sense out of things that don't make any sense. Stop being okay with everything. Be willing to ask questions. Be willing to ask for evidence. Be willing to need to put your eyeballs onto things to make sure they are real. And it's not our fault, like I said, if we're blindsided. It's not your fault. It's not your fault if he turns out to be an abuser or a fraud. But sometimes we are blessed with red flags. And I heard someone say it's not your fault what they've done to you. But once you get the information, once you are informed, the ball is now in your court as far as what you're going to do and how you are going to proceed. And when it comes to these men, especially broke ones, you needn't proceed or proceed with caution.